Assalamu alaikum. After leading the Salatul Tahajjud in 2025 in congregation, I remember thinking to myself, this is the best habits of Ramadan. Why don't I just continue the habit of Ramadan, of Tahajjud? And I remember I was doing 2 hours of Tahajjud in congregation, so I said to myself, I'm going to do 2 hours of Tahajjud every single day. And I continued that. I was only able to sustain it for about 11 days. When you calculate 10 days of Ramadan plus 11 days, that's 21 days. And I was thinking, like, okay, that's the golden rule of habit formation. Like, it takes 21 days to build a habit, and you see so many trends in these things. The very next day, I made 3 huge mistakes, and then I failed that 2022. From that point, I was not joking. I missed the Tahajjud for the next 8 months. And so I want to really save you those 8 months by giving you those 3 mistakes that I made. And I really hope you don't make this kind of mistakes, because you're gonna, like, the pain of failing for 8 months. It's not I like, imagine like the Imam of Tahajjud missing Tahajjud for 8 months. Without saying any other time, let's go straight into the lessons. The first lesson, or the first mistake, is that I thought I confused streak with consistency. We know streaks like it's a chain. Like, okay, if I do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, when I miss a day, that means I'm gonna start from the zero. That's what the streak means. But the problem is that we thought streaks mean consistency. Consistency is not the same as streaks. It took me a very long time to learn this thing, because I was thinking, like, imagine 2 hours of tahajjud for 21 days. That's about over 4 hours, 40 hours of tahajjud. And I was just thinking, how can I just bring back all those 40 hours of tahajjud? So I'm in the zero, right? So when you miss a day, you start from the zero. When you say that thing, that your brain starts thinking like you've lost all progress. What do you think happens when you tell your brain you lost all the progress? Of course, it is just gonna just mess up even more. Okay, so consistency is actually volume over time. Let's say, for example, in a month you were able to do tahajjud for about 3 times. The next month you did 5 times a month. That is what's consistency. It's not like missing, like doing every single day, having like this tough mind. Okay, let's say you're in day 2000 of tahajjud and you got sick and you missed that day. What would you tell yourself? Okay, I'm on day zero again. No. I'm not doing the tahajjud anymore. That's the kind of thing we tell to our brain. You need to understand consistency is not the same. Like, please do not confuse those things. Me confusing those things cost me 8 months. Please, consistency, just keep coming back to something, regardless of how many times you fail. That's the beautiful thing about Islam. Like, it's not do not sin. It's that you need to come back and repent to Allah after you sin. That's the thing. The second lesson, or the second mistake, is constantly changing my routine. Well, I can hold myself like this. I'm guilty about this, because during the time I remember I would watch so much content, and that is why I usually used to warn my audience about content. Like, this is a content, like, I'm teaching you something, like, is an educational uplifting content. But the thing is that watching people, like, I'm not saying you should not watch any other creator or limit, no. But the thing is that other creators, some of them that don't even know what they're talking about, they just give you the lessons without, like, they just find the lessons, actually search something and just give it to you. The thing is that one person will say, okay, sleep at X time and then wake up at X time. One person will say, oh, no, wake up at 3 a.m. Okay, someone will say, okay, no, do your tahajjud before sleep. Or someone will be like, no, wake up at 1 a.m. the way the Prophet was doing. And that's how I was just messing up with my brain. I would wake up today like maybe 11 and I'll go back to sleep. I'll wake up maybe 1 and do my tahajjud. Sometimes I'll wake up by 4, sometimes I'll wake up by 3, sometimes by 2. I was just constantly changing, like, throughout those 21 days. Like, no, not throughout the Ramadan. I was supposed to change because it's like congregation, but those 11 days, I was constantly changing everything. And me changing those things, my brain got confused so much. Like, there's this thing like circadian rhythm. It's through consistency. Okay, like, you need to like be waking up if possible every single day at this exact same time. Although you need to be flexible. I was not as flexible. I was 22 hours of target every single day. You need to understand, when you change your routine, like, sometimes, like, some routine you will not be able to sustain it. Like, if it's difficult for you, yes, I get it, then change it. But during those 2 hours, I was loving the target. I was loving it generally. And I was just constantly changing it. And me changing those things, it's made me, like, that day 22, I remember I woke up multiple times. I don't know why. I was just saying to myself, okay, I'll just go back to sleep. I'll just go back to sleep. I woke up like maybe 10 times throughout the night. And still I missed that target. The third mistake is that I punished myself after missing that day. I remember I was just complaining, I was shouting, I was just hating myself, like, okay, you're so stupid. Why were you able to do this? Why were you able to miss? And like, I was naive back then. I didn't know that. I said back then, I was last year. I didn't know that this is very, very bad for me, because some scholars will say, okay, like, there are some sahabas that were able to just call themselves and cry and wept, and then they were able to do unrealistic things. I thought that was the path. I tried to do unrealistic things by scolding myself. I thought, like, if I get angry, I will be pushing myself. I didn't know. Me scolding myself, like, my brain lost hope and all these things. And I promise you, from that day, I missed 8 months. Straight 8 months. I was able to wake up like once or twice in a few days, but still I was missing a Tahajjud every single day. I would like in a month I might be able to do like Tahajjud maybe 2 times a month. I promise you, 2 3 times a month. I was just missing a lot of the Tahajjud because I was just because of this one thing. I just scolded myself. I punished myself a lot, and I really want to listen to this video to help you. Please, 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 please. 8 months of struggle. It's not the same. Like you could pay $1,000 to families this year. I promise you, this is a very valuable lesson. And I would like to end with the humble quotes. Too much attention makes a donkey think he's a lion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.